How much protein should you eat per day in Ramadan? This is going to depend on your body weight, but one of the best places to start is 1 gram per pound in body weight in protein per day. So if you're 200 pounds, start at 200. If you're above 200 pounds, you usually don't need to go above 200 unless you're quite tall or you have a huge appetite and you need that protein to control your appetite. And you usually don't need to go lower than that unless it's really hard for you to eat it, or if you have kidney disease, obviously speak to your doctor first. If you're under 200 pounds, just go with whatever your body weight is, start there, and we can always adjust up or down. Now, how do you actually hit this in Ramadan though? Because maybe outside of Ramadan, it's relatively easy to hit that, but in Ramadan, with the compressed eating window and all the other foods that are in front of you, it might be hard to do without some intentional planning and effort. So for suhoor time, my favorite way to do this if you have a small appetite is protein shake. Just do 2 scoops of whey protein isolate. If you don't like whey, you could do plant-based protein, although whey is generally better if you don't mind it, right? And whey protein isolate is usually pretty clean. Most people tolerate it well. And you want to do about 50 grams of protein from that. This already puts you ahead on your targets very easily. Now from there, if you have a small appetite, just do a Greek yogurt. They have these ones that are 20 grams of protein, 140 calories, boom, easy. You could definitely fit that in. Maybe finish with a date because it's sunnah. That's not a protein source, but dates are just sunnah. We want to do this for the sake of Allah. So have a date, boom, you're good to go. Have some electrolytes, some extended release caffeine if you need it. Easy. That's a quick suhoor, fast, no excuses. But if you have a big appetite, you could do 2 of those yogurts. You could do 2 to 3 boiled eggs. That'll fill you up really nicely. And if you are just addicted to paratha with eggs, do an Atoria lavash wrap. It's only 18 grams of carbs, 120 calories, and do that with 2 to 3 eggs with minimal oil, and that'd be a much better option than your oily eggs and oily paratha that you usually have. That tastes relatively similar with literally probably a third of the calories, and do a protein shake with that so you get your protein in. Now, at iftar time, break your fast with a date and a protein shake. I've talked about why this is important in every single other video that I talk about iftar, but I'm going to say it again. Date, protein shake, water, electrolytes, go pray maghrib. Allow that to digest. Prioritize your prayer at the beginning of the prayer window because that's more beloved to Allah. And by the time you're done praying, doing adhkar, praying sunnah, all that stuff, which you did at a much higher quality than if you did it after the meal when you're tired and bloated, by the time you actually sit down for the meal, it would have been about 20 minutes. And your appetite will have calmed down because your appetite will have adjusted after eating the food that you just ate. So this is great because not only did you absorb that protein from the protein shake better, now you've had 50 grams of protein already at iftar, but you're going to control yourself way better and be able to make much more intentional, less emotional food choices when you sit down for dinner versus if you just go straight into the fast or straight after the fast and you have a million samosas and all this crazy stuff in front of you, you're going to overeat like crazy, you're going to eat like an animal, no emotional control. It's very difficult to control yourself, takes a lot of effort, most people will fail with it. So make it easier for yourself by following this strategy. Now, when you actually do sit for that meal, have half a pound of lean meat to fill yourself up on protein and get the rest, berries, a little bit of fruits. Just be careful with dates because the calories can add up and cause you to gain body fat if you gain weight easily. And, maybe some salads, some sweet potatoes, some regular potatoes, satiating complex carbs and fiber sources, carrots, cucumbers. Cucumbers is sunnah food eaten by the Prophet ﷺ. So again, watermelon, Prophet ﷺ used to love watermelon too. These are low-calorie foods that help your digestion and hydrate you. Instead of stuff that's going to dehydrate you like these, oily samosas and deep-fried stuff, pakoras that are going to make you bloated. Yeah, I know it's Ramadan, but Ramadan is not a month of indulgence. It's a month of discipline and ibadah, and this will help you do better ibadah because after these pro-digestive foods and high-quality proteins, that the pro-digestive foods and fibers help you absorb better. Not only do you have more strength, more muscle, but you're less bloated, more energetic, more healthy, more clean, less inflammation, better hydrated. You show up to your ibadah with focus as opposed to showing up with bloat and lethargy, and you're going to feel better the next day too and have your best Ramadan ever instead of your worst Ramadan ever. So this is how to get enough protein, how much protein to eat. Late night snacks, if you're craving sweets, have a protein bar, have some Greek yogurt with fruit. If you're craving something salty, have some cucumbers with salt. Very easy. That's like 0 calories, but again, the Greek yogurt and the protein bars, these are going to help you to get a little more protein and satisfy your sweet craving at the same time. If you have questions, let me know. And this is just one slice of the Ramadan nutrition masterpiece, or masterclass, as I should call it, and mini course and PDF guides that I've been giving out for free to the whole ummah to ensure we all have our best Ramadan. If you want your copy of it as well, just comment Ramadan below and I'll send it to you for free in your inbox. If you're watching this on Facebook, just see the pinned comment because they've limited how many comments I can respond to. But Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all these other platforms, you're going to get it. So inshallah, see you inside. Go through the course, share it with friends. Assalamu alaikum.